Yes, everybody. What is going on? This welcome to Stateside Reds. Welcome to those casual Reds. Go ahead, take it away, KC.
And I am the host, your friend, your jolly red Casey, Ren Gale, Edson. I just said my name wrong. Who messes up their own name?
Casey.
Yeah, Casey does. On the
Anyway,
continent.
I'm the one they call face. Um, this is Those Casual Red Show. We're definitely brought to you by Belorian, Manukian, and Shaq Gideon, one of the finest law firms in Southern California. I cannot stress that. I just went online and they had two slip and fall cases where they paid out 700,000 for one and paid out 500,000 for one. We're
Woo.
talking about more than half a million for both
Shut
for
up.
slipping and falling. Don't let me go to Nordstrom's and there be something on the floor. I'm slipping and I'm busting my back. Pun the thing and call the
Whoa.
ambulance and my lawyer. I will be calling Baloran, Manukian, and Sheikh Gideon at 747-444-4444. They do have a 97% success rate. They do personal wrongful firing, wrongful death, everything. There's not much they won't do. They'll support you. They'll walk you through the case. They'll talk to you in four different languages. They'll be there for you. And if they don't win the case, I would like to say you don't get the money. Don't quote me. Valor, Manuki, and Shagidian. It's time to start the show. Well, wait a minute. No. We also have another sponsor, Red Devil Threads, and I'm wearing one of theirs from the FA Cup. One of the young lads. Remember these days, guys? We had so much hope. Red Devil Threads. Use the stateside Reds or the stateside Reds code.
Code.
Get 10% off. Go on there online. They got a lot of products that will give you the colorways you want. I'm telling you, this is my favorite thing to look for every month. When that package comes in, I get excited because I know I'm going to get something that I like, something Manchester United Football Club, something original, something that is not going into the Glazers' pocket. That's most important. But I've never been disappointed. I've given away stuff to people. I've given away bucket hats, beanies. Everybody's happy with it. Red Devil Threads, folks. If I can tell you one thing to do, get a good lawyer and get Red Devil Threads. All right. How's everybody doing? I got a wonderful panel tonight. We're represented all over again. I got my man Germ with me. What's going on, Germ?
Not much, Case. What's going on? Hoping to get chewed up by you guys. You know it's bad when my brother-in-law, that guy's a Newcastle fan, and
Uh,
I saw him today, and he knows how
No.
bad it is with us. He just gave me a look, and he said, "I didn't even want to tell you anything because I already know you were sad and depressed." So that's how bad it is. He has like mercy on me to just be like, "Yep, I didn't even bother texting you."
I heard Mikey's going to ask. I don't know if Mikey's going to ask the same question. How is he a Newcastle United fan? Can you share that?
Who you talking about, me or or Sean?
Your
Or
cousin.
Mikey.
Your
Oh
your
no, that's not
in-law.
my cousin. It's my brother-in-law. My brother-in-law.
Yeah.
He's liked them for a few years back already. He's liked them,
Oh,
and he just told me he's just a fan of them. He's always been a fan of them ever since he can remember, like following European football. He's more into the Liga MX, but he likes Newcastle, and he's seen the bad times and he's seen the good times. So I think he knows where we're suffering, and he's just like, man, gives me that look and just says, "I've been there before."
yeah, he definitely has been there before. Yeah, he has. Um, and we got a newcomer to the show, my man, to this show, but I've done a show with him before, Bears and United. My guy, Brian, the Bear guy, I call him, representing LA. How you doing, my bro?
I'm good, man. Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
No
You
doubt,
earned
no doubt.
that. You eerned it. You was batting 1,000 yesterday.
Yeah, he's on fire. He's on fire.
Broken clock's
Uh,
right twice a day.
got my man, I'm about to say on top of me, but here, my guy Ronald. What's
So
going
funny.
on, brother? Good to have you on.
I did,
Enjoyed you on
brethren.
the
Hanging in there.
hanging
Okay.
in there for sure. And I'm going to also bring in my guy to Pittsburgh. What's going on, Sean? How we
I'm
doing?
good.
How we doing?
I'm good. Just dealing with what I expected. Just dealing with what I expected. As soon as I saw that lineup, I knew we were going to lose. I saw the lineup. I was like,
Yep.
it is what it is. I'm more like we've all said this. I'm worried about Europa League. I ain't too worried about that hammering. We knew it was coming anyway.
And my brother, like no other. My guy Mikey, how you doing, bro? How you doing at ATL? You guys had some rolling blackouts? What's going on out there?
No, it's just my neighborhood. They're having an internet issue. I also had a tree fall down behind my house that shook my whole house, which was kind of crazy and knocked one of my fences down. But
Dang.
yeah, they're gonna
Was
fix
it
the whole fence now, so I'm gonna get a new fence. So that's fine.
sweet?
That's fine. That's fine with me. Everything's good, man. I think last night's show was good and
It was a good show.
pretty productive, and I feel good. We what's up with this TIFO, man?
Yeah. Well, on that, when I went to the Real
Hold on, real quick.
Sociedad,
JMC United said, "What's up, fellas?"
what's going on? What's going on, JMC United? Yeah, it's this new thing. They're trying to create more atmosphere at Old Trafford. At the Real Sociedad match, I was there. They said everybody could bring pyro in, but people were kind of nervous because they thought it was a setup. Because the people I talked to, like, nah, we ain't doing that shit. It's a setup. They trying to get us to lose our tickets. That's what they trying to do. If we go too nuts, they're gonna take our tickets. So, but there was some pyro. It was kind of sputtered in places. It wasn't like go on. If they say it again, they're gonna set that place on fire. But yeah. So the tifo is part of this new Glazers. They were giving out pamphlets before the game that said they wanted to create a better European environment at Old Trafford. So they're allowing it to be part of it. So I thought it was weird. Like, I don't think the environment is too bad at Old Trafford. When I was there, it was amazing. I mean, as long as the team is playing well, I think the environment will come. So it's a new thing that the Ineos is doing. They're trying to make the atmosphere a lot better at Trafford, and because while they're taking away people's tickets. But anyway, let's not get into that. Wow. We do these shows to talk and get through these moments, these tough moments. But some moments are tougher than others. And I know we went to this game expecting to lose, but you just still, I think as United supporters, you can't accept losing. You still don't want to make it something that it's normal. For me personally, it's been a rough 2 days. I don't know. It seems like I don't know. Jeremy went through it with his in-law, but honestly, these last 2 days, I've been getting slayed. The banter has been out of control. It's went from pity. We went from people saying like pitying us. Now it's just straight out like you guys are the worst I've ever seen, and now people saying we're not going to come back. You got to take this banter. And these last 2 days have been real difficult for me. And I don't know what you guys are going through. I keep telling everybody we got Europa though, and people are like, listen to how that sounds. Listen how it sounds. The mighty Manchester United, and it's like they're not even gonna accept the Glazers being a part. Now they're Amarin's the problem. We'll get into that later, but I think that's weird that there's a lot of people saying our culture is a problem. It just makes me feel like they don't understand ball a little bit. They don't understand structure. They don't understand a well-ran club. They don't understand you can't keep doing shit, and then throw somebody in there and be like, fix this shit. But I just kind of did my little therapy moment. Let's get into the I can't even say it. Newcastle match. I didn't want to talk much about it, but I've heard how Ronaldo felt and how Mikey felt. Jeremy,
So
give me your
with
thoughts. Oh, what's the comment says?
The one
dude,
WhatsApp
the one
chat
was
I'm in has been absurd. I
Yeah,
believe it.
I
yeah,
believe it.
I believe that. But just off on that note, one of the things that I think we discussed a few weeks ago, going on into the international break, was one of my biggest things is that we stay healthy for the rest of the season. And we see that guys can't stay healthy. It's very unfortunate with Xerxes. It looks like he was starting to get some sort of a rhythm going on, and this is very unfortunate that he comes off with the injury. What are the reports out that he might be out for the season? So that's one thing that's a major blow for us. That Xerxes, that's the guy that I wanted to start up front on Thursday, and he's out injured. Tough break for him. Another thing you mentioned about a lot of people mentioning about Amarim clamoring for Amarim that don't necessarily know ball, because this is not a team that he's constructed, and you can see it on the pitch. Having Lindelof up in the front, in the middle as a center back, he shouldn't even be starting, but because of the injuries, he is. So him being up the middle with Ugarte and Eriksson, that's a recipe for disaster, because Ugarte, he's not a midfielder that's going to be able to play out the back, play you off the press, and Eriksson doesn't have that tenacity. So you're able to see that the way we were able to be pressed onto, not play off the press, not have a target man that we can throw those long balls to. So in general, this team, you just saw it. The two different phases of Newcastle, a team that has been drilled, a well-oiled machine, and us, that we're like a Frankenstein type of team where you have pieces that match and don't match, and you were started out there in the pitch, and we lost 4-1. I didn't expect much either. I expected a 2-0 loss, but not a 4-1 still. My biggest thing is just looking forward to Thursday. So I'm hoping that the guys mentally are not so defeated and they come up for Thursday.
Yeah, you're right. It was a recipe for disaster. A well-drilled organization versus mess. And it's funny how, up to like before COVID, maybe we were a little bit better than Newcastle, and Newcastle was getting this new ownership and figuring it out. But when you see and you do things right every year, and take your time and not just be frivolous with cash and buy people that don't make sense, eventually you'll get there and you'll get it going. I mean, Villa did it. Brighton showed how they do it. So it's just funny to see where the two clubs are right now. Brian, my brother, your thoughts on Newcastle?
I had predicted a loss of 2-0. 4-1 was obviously way worse than I was expecting. I was hoping for a better game from Bayern. I was really hoping for a better game from Bayern.
I'm sorry.
No, mostly that little attempted chip pass he tried to do that led to, what was it, the third goal, fourth goal. That hurt. Xerxes going down. I thought Xerxes actually brought something to that game. And, now he's gone possibly for the rest of the year. That doesn't help. We got Rasmus and we've got a kid now. I guess Garnacho could play that spot, but it was a bad performance. It's just us right now. That's the current state. We don't, I don't know. It's the same stuff we've all been talking about for months, the whole season. Defense wasn't great. Midfield couldn't really feed anybody up front. We had a couple counters, but it was mediocre, which our team currently is. So, I wasn't expecting to get smoked 4-1, but I didn't expect 3 points either. And I think we're kind of probably all in agreement that the league's pretty much settled. I mean, we come in 14th, 15th. It doesn't really matter a whole lot. We don't get relegated.
You did say last night you don't want us to finish 17th. So
yeah, I don't want to be 17th. I don't want to be the one team that scraped by. And like you brought up, like you see Brighton. Look at Forest.
Yeah.
Forest came up this year, and they're in third, I think, third or fourth. I don't know. There's been. It's like the team is like a child, and baby's mama's had a bunch of different dudes coming in and out of their life, and so like we're like,
I actually love it.
you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it's dysfunctional.
yeah, we're just a screwed up kid right now who doesn't know who daddy is or anything like that. So I don't know. The club, we need some therapy, and I don't know. I'm done with I tune everybody that just wants to boot the gaffer out every 12, 18 months. I think that's what's a big reason why we're in this situation to begin with. So yeah, I don't listen to people that are talking about we need a new man. Like, who are you going to get? Like, who's going to come here and, I got 12, 18 months to kill, and then I'm going to be looking for another job. Like, I don't know. I don't think that's our solution.
No, it's definitely not. Sorry, when you brought up Binder, I just remember a post Mikey posted with the 2 goalie ratings, and Binder was actually worse than Onana. So it was just comical to me that we had so much hope from Binder going to the game. We got a lot of baby daddies. That's a great. I like that one a lot. It seems like we do got a lot of baby daddies come through the crib, and mama's just on Ripple and Cisco. And she's just laid up in the crib and just saying, just leave some on the dresser. Just leave something on the dresser when you leave.
Exactly.
But anyway, Sean, I don't know. It seems like everybody's analysis of the game has been pretty much morbid.
It was shit. I'm not going to put too much emphasis on the Binder thing. Yeah, it was a mistake. But did we forget the double save and the good saves in the first half too? Like, yeah, that's what I mean. He came out for the ball well. He made a mistake. Like, he's been sitting on ice how long? He's got to make a mistake. Is he better? I still think he's better suited for Man United right now than Onana? Yes, I do. I do. We've got a guy that's consistently made mistakes for 2 years, and Binder makes one mistake, and I still think we need a new goalie. Well, yeah, he made the one against Tottenham, but I'm not going to count that because it wasn't a fucking goal.
He made a mistake.
It was a foul. VAR calls that back every day of the week.
He made a mistake in the game against Newcastle. He's got attached to the near post when the ball was already almost out. He never got himself back to defend.
Yeah, I see that. But again, the guy's been on ice, right? He's been injured. He's been on ice. I'm not going to take. I would still put him in on Thursday over Onana every day of the week.
Oh boy,
every day of the fucking week. Overall, I saw again, like I said, I saw the lineup. It was shit. You could clearly see he was resting players for Thursday. I think it was a huge mistake playing Zerski. I think why are you playing Zerski? Obviously, he's the main striker right now because Rasmus Højlund is. I wouldn't scrape the shit off the bottom of my boots right now. I would rather put a 37-year-old freaking Zlatan back in there right now than I would 39-year-old Zlatan, shall I say, than put Rasmus Højlund up front. Other than that, these people that keep talking about the manager out, like, what the fuck are you talking about? Guy's been here for 5 months. 5 months, and you want this guy out. I've noticed it's mainly newer Man United fans that are talking about this.
Like the younger heads?
Well, I'm not necessarily younger, but newer fans. Like, all they've ever seen is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer almost win as a league, during a time that there was no fucking fans in the stadium, and acting like it doesn't make a difference. It makes a difference going to Anfield and playing when there's fans. It makes a difference going to Newcastle when there's fans. I don't, playing in a stadium when there's no fans it doesn't matter if you're home or away that way, does it? There's no point having a home or away because there's no fucking fans in the stadium. So if you want Amorim out, are you truly a United fan? I'm sorry, but are you? Because I said I'll say this and I'll say this again. I don't give a fuck if we're in the Championship, League 2. I support Man United. I'll wear a Man United jersey and I won't wear any other fucking jersey. Like in England, that is it. You don't wear another fucking jersey of a team, any team that Manchester United can play throughout the season, whether they can play them in that season. You don't wear another team from Spain. You don't wear another team from fucking Germany. You wear a United fucking jersey. You're a United fan. Like, and it pisses me off the people that are like, "Oh, Amram's a fraud," or this, and the other, because okay, so Klopp was a fraud in his first year, was he? Arteta was a fraud in his first 3 years at Manchester United. Pep was a fraud in his first year at Man City. Okay, if that's where we're gonna go, that's where we're gonna go. But every single one of them, I say this now, when Amram wins us the fucking league, eat my shit, because I'm coming after you, even if you're a Man United fan.
Cheese says we belong in the championship.
No, we don't.
This is what I mean, man. It's like,
Yeah,
we're
Mikey,
shit. Like,
Mikey, I know you're a person who's always warning us how quick or people want to pull the trigger on our coaches. Isn't it shocking how fast this time around everybody's kind of like bailing on our coach already? Like,
I
I
think it's
mean,
because of how low we are in the league. You got to remember, we were almost top 4 when we sacked Ten Hag. I think that you're right. Everyone that said this, like, they don't understand football, right? They don't understand that this guy's come in with a completely different system that only one other team in the Premier League takes. Let's not forget, Forest were almost relegated last year playing the same system. It needed time, right, to come in and implement it, get the right players in. They spent a whole bunch of money. They actually got points deducted because of how much money they spent. Are we laughing at Cheese again?
yeah, Cheese says, Brian, my kids are impressed with your mustache.
It is an impressive mustache.
It's a great mustache. My
It's
God,
glorious.
it's so
It's
good.
glorious.
I wish I could do that.
It does. I've tried it. It doesn't suit the shape. It does not suit, like that, or a bald head does not suit me. So.
My mustache won't grow that much. Just
mine
beard.
will, like it will, but it just doesn't. It doesn't suit my face.
That is
but yeah,
amazing.
It's just insane. Like you just clearly don't understand the fact that it takes time to implement a new system. These players, all right, we talk about Anthony, right? Anthony's playing decently over in Spain. Like, because he's in a different league, he's playing a different system. Half of these players that we have, not necessarily shit, just don't play the system. They can't play the system. And that's just what we're looking now. Dolo can't play the system. Like, I'm sorry. Like, what the fuck was that? You don't even want to stick a foot out anymore.
Oh man, that was such a shocker.
Yeah.
Now, plays like that, I hear people say it's either these players don't care or they're not good enough. What would you say about that Delo situation? Because I feel like Delo cares.
I feel like he cares, but at this point in the season, it's like what I'm trying to think is like, because from the reports that come out after the game, Amorim had another tear up in the dressing room and said, "Fix up, or you're fucking out." I'm wondering if a lot of this is down to the fact that Amorim's already told the players you're already out. They already know that they're on the way out. Maybe Delo's one of those players on the way out. We just don't know who is on the out right now. I don't know who was talking about in the chat earlier. We're gonna need more than 4 players this summer.
Yeah, I know. I said I would at the least I want 4 players in.
We need 420. Like, I'm not gonna go like big, because I think United are doing a good thing now. Like, if you look at Anthony, they just said to him, to Bettis, look, you're not going back out on loan. So I think the transfer is going to be better. Anything from 30 million to 60 million, I think we need four of them, and then obviously get players like Aiden Heaven to come in for less.
Mikey, I had a lot of people at the bar saying they're concerned with Amorim.
Okay.
They're saying things like they don't think he's flexible. They don't think he's getting the best out of players. What would you say to people like that?
I would say to him not being flexible. Do they see the changes that he makes during games? In the tactical changes that he makes during games? Do they see that? They see that he adapts well to what's going on. It's just that to the second question, this idea that he's not getting the best out of players, bro. These guys are waste men. I just don't like how all of a sudden these guys are good now.
Yeah.
When did we get to that? When did we get to stamping these players? Like they have been bad from the start of the season. They give us little bits of good, sometimes individual brilliance, sometimes team play here and there, but they're still bad. Now they shouldn't be for what they're paid and how highly touted they are, but they've been bad. We also running out a guy with half a heart to start a game.
Yeah, poor him.
One 22-year-old, one 19-year-old, one 21-year-old who's hurt to play, another 20-year-old that's hurt that comes in. Like we're running out a bunch of kids. We have no senior leadership in the team outside of Bruno and Delict for real. And we have a bunch of guys playing positions that they're not used to, like Dallo, and that can't do it. So I just have to, these people that have gotten to this point this fast, it's like this is what they do. They don't win, so the first thing they do is blame the manager. This is what they do actually. The first thing they do is blame the goalkeeper who needs blame. Who needs blame, right? Binder needed blame for this game. Terrible in that second half. Looked timid passing the ball out. Gets beat at the near, runs to the near post and stays there. Tries to chip a ball over. Tom Heaton is putting that to the third row. Okay, fine.
That was a very unprofessional play.
He's coming off the bench, so I'm not even mad at him for real. We was already getting slapped by that point. But, I just love how so they blame the goalkeeper. And then when they can't blame an outfield player like a Rashford, they'll blame Bruno. They'll find a way to blame Bruno. He's not a leader. He's not this. He's not that. And then when that doesn't go, they'll just start going after the manager. And then it'll be the Glazers, it's always the Glazers. That's the only one I feel like consistently can get blamed until they get the fuck out the club. Other than that, this is what we do as a fan base. All right. And I think it's everybody. It's not just new fans. It's the old guys too. It's the match goers. They all do the same shit. They all do it. And everybody's had a part. I'm not into, just like with Ten Hag, I'm not into just swapping managers. But you know what? The conclusion I'll come to is that we're experiencing. We had one manager, right? Well, we had two, but I was alive for one of them, right? That took us to the highest of heights that most teams in this country, well, in England, have never seen. Most teams in the world have never seen, right? Now we're getting to experience what it's like to be a small club as far as building a team and sustaining and winning and building traditions of winning again. We're getting to know what it's like to be like a Newcastle. We're big. Yeah, we're big, but we don't win anything. Now we won FA Cup or whatever, but we want to win the Prem. We want to win the Prem. We want to win the Champions League. So this is just part and parcel of what's going on. You go through managers, you go through owners. This is what happens. But these guys here, bro, are bums. I don't know why we're changing our minds on these players. They're not good enough. And we ain't getting 5 players to replace these guys. We're not getting that.
Ooh, we'll get up to that.
I got real quick, Casey. Next time someone says Amram can't manage, ask him how the fuck he took a guy from Coventry to the most prolific fucking striker in the world right now. Ask him how he did that, because that is man management 101. He took a guy from Coventry City to the most prolific goal scorer in the world right now. So ask him how he did this. If he can't man manage, how did he do that?
I'm gonna jump on what Mikey said. I don't think we're experiencing what to be a small club fan. We're now experiencing what to be a normal football fan. You can't. Glory doesn't happen to everybody. Tottenham is no better than us. Tottenham is actually below us at the table, and we're depressed. This is normal life for Tottenham. This is what they go through. They don't have anything in their trophy case. Their trophy case probably looks like mine.
Bro, imagine Wolves. Imagine
Yeah.
what it's like to be Wolves, right? You know you're
Oh,
not going to
God.
win anything. You know you're not going to win anything. Your biggest thing is beating a top 6 team every year.
It was beating United. It was the biggest thing.
We're huge, bro. We're a big club. We're big in name only. But this is what it's like to build greatness, right? It's going to take these lumps. And a lot of people just don't have. What did I say? I said, all it's going to take is a couple defeats and we'll be right back to square one. That's why I don't do the optimism. I don't do any of that. Show me that this is a habit. Winning is a habit. It's not, it doesn't come out of nowhere. It's a habit. It's little things you do every day to win. You could take that into your everyday life. Okay, how you do one thing is how you do everything. And Man United doesn't do one thing right when it comes to recruitment. Don't do that right. Money, don't spend it right. Players, don't appoint them right. Managers, don't appoint them right. Neglect the fans, we do that. We do everything wrong. So of course we get this on the pitch every couple of games. It is what it is. Sorry.
Jeremy, your thoughts and the fans questioning Amron if he's the right guy?
My thing is that. Oh yeah, you hear me? Yeah, my thing is just like what we were mentioning. Are they even Manchester United fans? Because you see him sticking to a structure. You're seeing sometimes some of those flashes, but this is going to take time because this is not the squad that he built. These are not his players. Yep. So you clearly see there's going to be like 5 or 6 players that just need to leave this club. They're just not good enough. You said it earlier. Do they even have the heart to want to do it? Maybe they're just not good enough. Like Lindelof, he's not good enough to be playing for United. Delo, as much as I really rated him, he's not. I don't believe he's good enough to be at United. You could say that about half of these players. They're not good enough to be at this club and to play the Amarin type of system that he wants to do. So more so, that's just toxic fan base to me. Because I mean, what are you doing? It's not even a full season, and you're already calling for his name. You got to take these lumps. And like I mentioned before, this is just how the other half lives, man. The other half, some of these teams, they don't have things to play for. They have to just play for not getting relegated, and their biggest game is beating a top 6, top 4 team. And that's how we are right now. And it's going to take time for us to get back up there.
What I like is the people that are bitching about this have never seen that Man United win a fucking league is what's insane to me. It's like,
they have.
It's
guys bitching the same way. I see a lot of those 50, 60 plus year olds like, this is the United I remember. I see that all the time.
Do they forget United in the 70s and 80s? Did they forget that?
So,
yeah, because they were fucking terrible.
50 and 40 years old. So.
I just don't know why all of a sudden we're switching blame from these players.
We're not switching blame from the players.
No, not you
we're
guys.
Not,
I'm saying we're not.
Yeah.
I just don't understand how that became a thing because we've known since basically Ralph Ragnick, some of these players were not suitable to where.
Before that, Mourinho was saying it.
Mourinho said it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Mourinho said it.
Mourinho was cussing out a $100 million signing.
Could you imagine Mourinho under this management? I think we'd do pretty well.
Oh, his press conferences would be crazy.
I think he's done at the top level.
Dude, he just smacked.
Me too.
He just touched someone in the nose, and the guy fell over. He's looking at a pretty big fan right now.
I think Marino's timing is off, and he's a little bit off
for the game now.
To be fair, though, they could win the league this year, so he's not that done, is he? They're only 2 points behind the top of the league.
I said the top level. I never considered Turkey the top level of football.
No.
They're the top level for atmosphere.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nuts.
And it's like a three. It's literally a 3-horse league.
I think he really done though because he went to Spurs, but everyone fails at Spurs.
Failed at Spurs.
Everybody
won the tertiary competition at Roma, right?
Yeah, he won what I call the retard league. Yeah.
Who's been to the most managers recently? Us or Spurs? It's got to be them, right?
Recently, in the last,
I think it's us.
Last 8 years. Let's go 8 years.
Last 8 years,
That's
what?
too far back. No. Because didn't they get through? They went through my man at Forest. Yeah, that came out correct.
They had Nuno. They went through Nuno, Mourinho, Conte,
the guy at Forest.
Nuno.
Yeah, Nuno. Yeah.
Yeah. So Nuno.
Tuchel wasn't there, was he?
No, Tuchel wasn't there. Chelsea.
Tuchel. Tuchel was in there.
Was there?
Poch. So that's 4.
VS Boas.
Oh shit, we're
AWB.
right in line with them.
Andre
I think
VS
that's
Boas.
I think that's past 10 years.
Wow, we're right in line with them, huh?
I was
We
going to
were
comment
actually
on.
worse.
Yeah.
Wow,
I would say about the same. Yeah, like about the same managers. Like, I was going to read on cheeses, like Sir Alex Ferguson's worst team that won the league.
What
That's like
about-
comparing apples to oranges, man. You're talking about
What is he saying?
He's just saying that he pointed out the team that Fergie won the title with. With Welbeck, Anderson, Evra, and Nani cleverly. But that's comparing apple to oranges. You're talking about one of the greatest managers of all time. Of course, he's going to be able to win the league. And not only that, he had respect. He could do whatever he wanted at that club, and no one would bat an eyelid.
There was still residual of highly professionalism in that locker room. It was still residuals of that. You still had guys in.
He also
Wasn't that
saw
just
the
a
writing
different
on the
league?
wall too. He saw the writing on the wall and was like, "Yeah, this is this is as best it's gonna get." That's when the Glazer hold started to get tight.
Yeah, I think he saw the Glazer hold.
All right,
tight.
these guys really not gonna back me like as much as I need them to. And also, a lot of the times when we were winning, bro, the transfer window was a lot different. Like you could go and pick up a guy at a certain time, right? Like we have more restrictions now than we did. I'm not trying to take away from Sir Alex, but like that is the worst championship side, like the worst Man United winning side ever. But like, of course, he's gonna make it work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't I was gonna say, wasn't that just like a different league in itself back in the day when he won the last Premier League title for us?
Well, that's when City started to spend all the money, and I think he knew he was like United can't compete with City, and it was
Chelsea was spending money.
Yeah,
they still had Roman. They were spending crazy money,
and his wife wanted him out, so it was just time for him to leave.
B,
real
your
quick,
thoughts?
like,
go ahead.
A lot of these people that are like talking about, how shit we are, right? We were never going to be, and no team is ever. Like Liverpool will do this. Like if you let's look at Chelsea, for instance, right? Great when they came in, spent all this money. They're still spending money, not doing exactly great, compared to the amount of money. The amount of money they spend, they should be winning the league this year. Man United were great in the 90s, great in the early 2000s. No team is ever going to consistently always be amazing. We always, Liverpool, right? Shit in the 90s, doing good now. Liverpool will be shit again. City will be shit again. We will be great again. It's just we have to just bide our time, find the right manager, give him time, and give him the players that he needs. It's just the way it is. It's the way the world works. It's not Spain where we're always going to see Real Madrid and Barcelona win it every time because they're state funded. Real Madrid gets their money from the government. That's how they get their money for players, and it's always going to swap and change in the Premier League. It's just how good the Premier League is. You're going to get Leicester winning the league here or there. We're going to get a Forest finishing second. It's just the way the world is, man. We can't expect year after year for Man United to be great and be on top. Sometimes we have to expect to be 15th.
I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I feel like the Premier League is going to be stronger in the next 3 years. You're going to have teams like Villa's figuring it out. Newcastle's figuring it out. Arsenal, they're not going to go anywhere. City's going to, if they're going to buy their way out of it.
Chelsea's going to spend.
Chelsea's going to spend. So right there, that's 5 teams. And I haven't even mentioned us yet. Teams are the Premier League. Brighton is always going to be being around. Forest. So the Premier League is stronger these days. It's a stronger Premier League, and it's how we do distribute the money. Teams have built better squads. Teams have learned how to maneuver through this market because there was always times when City was dominating it or we were dominating. Now teams have built teams for 2 years, 3 years, and they have deep rosters. They learned to recruit. We're about 5 years behind everybody.
I'm a little uncomfortable with saying like the Premier League thing because it's like we're acting as if there's parity. The same 4 teams win it every year, right?
Yeah, but don't you think
there's no parity? There's no like.
What do you mean? Forest is in third. I mean, I know what you're saying.
Said
I know
win
what you're
it.
saying.
Win it was my the word I said. Like
but
no
right now we got to look at it as Champions League spots.
Okay. This is their
You
first
know?
year at going this high, and if you would have told me at the beginning of the season they'd be in third, I would have been like, okay. I'd have thought you were crazy. I would have thought you don't know ball, right? Because they didn't look like that kind of side. They've improved, yeah, but like this idea that it's like, yeah, but we had one team win it 4 times in a row here. And
Yeah, true.
outside of that, it was Liverpool and then Chelsea. And then, is there really no parity in this league, right? Like, just like the other leagues, there's no parity.
No, I agree with you in that sense, Mikey. I just think the Premier League has more, like, if you look at the Spanish league, it's always Real Madrid or Barcelona or every now and again Atletico Madrid, but then the rest are kind of structured, right? The Premier League within in the last 6 years, from 8th to 4th has always been constantly swapping and changing. I think that's where it's like Casey's right though in the aspect that you've got these big players, teams like Man United and Chelsea going out and spending and spending and spending, whereas the other teams have been able to recruit, get a better talent. Like you look at Wolves, you look at Brighton in the last couple of years. A lot of those players now play for big clubs because they've had the ability to recruit and go out. They've always been a feeder club, so they've always been getting that money from the bigger clubs, recruiting younger players, and now they're able to go out and get bigger players. And not necessarily Wolves, and Brighton have done pretty shit. But again, a lot of their backroom staff have then been recruited to bigger teams too because of how well they've done. I think that's what kind of like they have recruited a lot better, and especially better than Man United because the league table says so.
Does anybody feel comfortable saying that we'll be a top 4 side next year?
No, I'm going to rescind my bet right now.
Let me see the transfer window first. I think that's critical.
Yeah, transfer window.
We get a big time striker. Fix up the sentiment a little bit. Get a 10 in there.
No goalie.
No. Do we need a goalie? Do we need a goalie?
I hate to think that we do.
We do need.
I've been here. What's the goalie's name that's hot right now? Everybody wants us to get. What's his name?
Suzuki.
No, not Suzuki. He's an English goalie. His name popped up today.
James Trafford.
Oh God, I'm not even thinking. But anyway,
we got people like Henderson back, man.
Yeah, I've heard that too. Yeah, but the thing is, we can't predict who will be. There was a time you could say who's going to be top 4 in the Premier League. You can't say that anymore. So
you can't say that anymore.
Who's going to be top 4 next year?
This is the first.
Okay, so who will be top 4 next year then?
I don't know who's going to be top 4, but you can't say you could predict that it's going to be the richer teams. That's what they call the Big 6. It's the Big 7 now with Newcastle, state back.
Wow,
Newcastle.
Big 7? You just dropped that on the world.
Did Newcastle just not win something for the first time in 60 years?
Okay, so
are they way better than we are?
Was Newcastle top 4 last year?
Listen, if we look at, I'm looking at all the years tables, right?
Was Newcastle top 4 last year?
They're not exponentially different. If you
was Newcastle top 4 last year?
If you want to talk, I'll let you talk, and then I'll wait till you're done. But
no, because you shut me down. I'm saying is Newcastle top 4 last year?
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Because I'm saying we can't predict who's going to be top 4 next year, and you're telling me what?
I'm telling you that the claim that the table looks so much exponentially different. No, it's not. More than half the 6 are at the top 7 or 8 spots every year, just about.
I think
it's not exponentially different. And Newcastle is one of them. Newcastle's one of them that was in it. When we were third,
so they'll be top 4 next year.
Liverpool.
I think if you take instead of saying the top 4, I think if you say the top 3 and say 4th, 5th is more interchangeable than the top 3, Mikey, right? Like the top three has been consistent over the years, other than this year, obviously, with Man City doing so bad. But if you look between 7th and 3rd place right now, there's 3 points in it.
Yeah, I just
Forest are not even guaranteed. Forest are not even guaranteed to get top 3 this year. Get Champions League this year. You got Villa coming up their ass. You got Chelsea, City. City are only 2 points behind Forest.
What's City at? Fifth?
City are fifth on 55 points. Forest third and 57.
God, how many points do we have?
38.
38.
Now
Holy
55.
Casey,
Now
That's
57.
funny. That's funny.
Casey,
That
to
is-
Mikey's point, I just did a little quick research on the last top 4 teams of the past 10 years, and
Mhm.
the consistent teams that I've seen on there is Man City, Arsenal, United, Chelsea, and every now and again you got Liverpool and Tottenham in there too. And just as of late, the past 2 years, we have Newcastle and Aston Villa. The past 2 years.
The bigger
So for the
side.
most part, yeah.
There's no parity. I just love that we're pretending that this league is just like anybody can win it. No.
Anybody
No.
can win on any day, but I don't think anybody can win it.
In the
There's a
marathon,
difference.
in the marathon, it's going to be City and Liverpool from here on out.
No, Liverpool will fade off
What
at some point.
I don't think so, man. They're
Yeah,
off for 2 more years.
But that goes
No,
against
no,
what
I'm
you said.
not saying within the next year that they won't fade out, but they will fade out.
I'm saying that it's just too early to say. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying what history has favored is that the teams with more money win. We're a money
So
league.
it'll
Not
be
get it fucked
Liverpool.
up. We
Next
need to
year it'll
spend
be
money.
Liverpool, City,
Or City
us,
or Arsenal.
Arsenal, yeah.
I think
and Arsenal. That'll be top 4 next year.
Arsenal might come second.
No,
again.
I'm gonna take us out. That's ridiculous. I'm gonna take us
Yeah.
out. That's going
No,
crazy.
I think Arsenal win the league next year.
Really, if they get a striker,
If they
should.
can get Gukres
That's ops. Let's stop talking about ops. Let's talk
they'll
about
win the league.
talk about
They'll
ops.
win the league.
Win the league is crazy,
Top football.
but they've got structure to do it.
Every team's got structure other than us.
So I don't know, guys. I'm
100%.
just gonna let y'all tell you the banter I've experienced the last 2 days has been rough. It's been the roughest. It's just been nonstop from every league, every country. I
My
don't know.
response has been just like, oh, okay. What's fucking new? Like you coming at me again like this week? Like what the fuck is new? Okay.
Yeah.
We're 3 points off 17th. Wait, okay, what's fucking new?
So
I don't
we
even
all
answer it
agree.
no more.
You don't have what do you say, Mikey?
I said I don't even answer it no more because a lot of these people, just like Sean said, are just doing it because I'm the
No.
resident Man United guy.
They're walking into my office, brother. Like in packs of 3s and 2s.
Just say karma's a bitch.
With
And when it
cigarettes.
turns around, that's what I do. Karma's a bitch, man, because when
Hey,
it turns
bro.
around,
Bro, I
Bro,
just looked at the table for the last since 2018. There's only been one new addition at 5, and it was Leicester in 2019
Well,
to finish.
if you're
the
right,
league.
then next year is going to be us, Chelsea, City, and Liverpool.
I think United finished 7th, 8th next season. I don't finish top
I
5.
think
I
7th
agree
sounds.
with that.
I think 7th, 8th sounds about right.
Now, if we get in the Champions League and we can go get a couple of extra players, like maybe 2 or 3 extra players with the Champions League money, maybe 5th. But
All right,
that'll
Champions League.
depend. That all depends if we get the Champions League money to be able to go and spend extra money. So
We have a huge game Thursday.
I think we lose, man. I think we lose.
Wow! I wasn't ready for that, Sean.
The defense is
I
out.
think we lose too.
We got.
Oh my God!
Let's look at the facts, right? We have.
Let's look at the facts.
The striker that can score, and I'm going to put that in brackets, is now out for possibly the season. So we got a striker that can't fucking score,
Yeah, true.
and our defense is out. De Ligt's out. It looks like the fact that they're not saying anything about De Ligt really concerns me. It really concerns me that he's done for the season. Because if he was close to being back, they would have been they would have announced it already, right? So that concerns me a lot. So I think he's probably out for the season. If because you look at Ahmed, right? He's running up and down the field. They're releasing that stuff, but they don't release bad news. So it concerns me.
Yeah, that's one thing we've been consistent about. We don't really.
Do you honestly think Victor Lindelof in the middle of the field is going to be decent?
It's going to be Maguire.
Okay, so
Maguire
you stick Maguire in.
Lindelof's playing Sunday League for us now in the Premiership.
I thought he was going to be back too. I bigged him up a couple weeks ago, but
So did
Who,
I. But
Lindelof?
yeah,
Lindelof?
it's just the fact there's no news. It's scary.
Yeah.
It's just
Lindelof's
like,
good to come in and like put a through ball to break lines and stuff, but when it comes to like the tenacity to defend and keep structure and run back, he doesn't have it. He doesn't have it. And and Newcastle, they're runners and gunners, so they ran him up basically Sunday, like we thought would happen. So
wasn't close either.
Yeah, the thing with Lindelof, we saw that he's good in spurts, right? Just to come in and provide some service for like 20, maybe 25 minutes. But you see him now when he has to start a game and be for 490, he just doesn't cut it to be at this team.
Is he good to come in though? Because he came in at the end of the fucking Europa League game last week, and we conceded within 5 minutes of him coming.
We were trying to score. I think that's why they brought him in.
Before that, he came in and he gave some service, but I hear what you're saying too.
I will say this. I think Amorim kind of got it wrong in those. I don't know what he told them the tactical instruction was, and far be it from me to tell him that he got it wrong. But I think that it was wrong of them to be aggressive. They should not have been aggressive. We paid for that. This is the time where you time waste. This was the time that you be a bastard. And we have a goalkeeper that we do not trust. He just made a blunder. Harry Maguire just booted the ball. And didn't want to give it to him. Everybody's seen that. I know why are we putting him in a position to where they can have 2 shots with their best player at point blank range against a goalkeeper that we do not trust?
Did anyone see it? 2 of our players were sitting on the floor in the middle of the fucking penalty box too when they took that shot. 2 of our players were sitting on the floor.
Insane. Casemiro loses the ball for no reason.
He should have known better just to kick it out.
No reason. And it's like, that's why I'm like, yo, I'm mad with Onana, but I'm also mad with this damn defense. This is a time. We did that against Chelsea. Remember on the Ten Hag where we were up on them? And then now we want to be Billy Badass and go after the 3rd goal or 4th goal. We don't never do that. When the hell did we get the cojones to start doing that?
That's just like game awareness to know that you're up away from home. Just take the win and just waste time, and that's it. But instead, you go ahead and do that.
It's so.
Part of me liked it. You tried to kill him off,
Do you think that's a tactical thing? Don't you think at some point players on the field got to be like, "Look, bro,
there's 3 minutes left."
You're right. That's what I'm saying.
Why press it? You got the win. This is when you fall down and stay down a little bit.
Go to the corner.
To do that. If you have 15 minutes left, go for the killer goal. Fair enough.
Yeah.
But there's 4 minutes left, bro, and you're on the road, and you don't trust the guy in the sticks for you. You don't trust him.
These guys are fucking shit, man. They don't have game awareness.
You see Casey just
they don't have a feel of grace for the moment. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like they just get lost. The pressure just overwhelms them, and they do the worst fucking things.
Casey, can I ask you a question real quick?
Yes, bro.
So how'd you feel about Bruno Guimaraes saying, "I'm the real Bruno"?
Oh, don't see.
After he scored.
Me personally, I want to fight. Like, you know what I'm saying? I would have got a card or something in that situation at that point. But
there's always next year. There's next season.
It's banter. I mean, if I'm Bruno's teammate, I got his back. Like, oh hell no, this we can't allow this. We can't. We just got a real professional tackle on this dude real quick.
Garte almost got in a fight. He almost got in a fight with Joe Linton. I didn't see what happened.
But see, that's what's going on. That's what this team puts us through, gentlemen.
You know, y'all love that, boy. Y'all love a scrum.
Oh yeah.
You can't beat him
in the Euro when someone was pushing at Hamas and Lenny Euro pushed him over and got a yellow card for it.
Yeah. But at that point, Bruno's won the banter already. Like they got 4-1 on us. I mean,
yeah, but if I'm Bruno Fernandes and I'm doing an interview after that, I'm be like, "You're the real Bruno." Yeah. Didn't it just take you 60 years to fucking win the fucking shitty ass title and then you celebrated it like you won the Champions League? Shut up, bitch.
Bruno can't say that. Professional.
Real Bruno, man.
Yeah, I'm the real Bruno. Just for the simple fact, he goes, "I'm the real Bruno." Bruno's a G. Because Bruno don't need to do. And Bruno don't need to do that. Because anybody says
did this.
If anyone has asked anybody in the league, what do you think about Bruno? Who's the first person they gonna think about? They're gonna think
Bruno,
about Bruno.
yeah, Bruno Fernandez.
But yeah, Mikey, that was that's well timed banter. That's what
I thought it
I
was
would have
genius.
done it. I would have done some chicken
I would
shit.
have
I
did
would
the
have done some
same thing.
bullshit like that. I would have done it.
I would have
I
done
would
the
have done it.
same thing.
Yeah, I
At
would have done the
home,
same
in
thing.
front of in Geordie Land? Ugh,
Yeah. I mean, that's what you do.
I'm doing
You
the
know,
same thing.
you're up for. You're supposed to do that. You're supposed to do that.
Fuck
B,
with
what's your
Northern Trip.
thoughts? Anything you want to jump in on?
I don't see us winning Thursday. Obviously, I want us to. I mean, we're kind of, we're not a great team. And then couple that with injuries, and you can't really expect a whole lot.
Where do you think the goal is going to come from? We have two
Believe.
attackers. We have two attackers left on this team.
One. Cheeto can't play.
Oh, yeah, I was saying Garnacho and
Can I say
But
this
Rashford.
real
Cheeto can't
fast?
play in the league in
Go ahead.
Europa, right?
No.
I think
No, we can't.
getting
Right.
Anthony off at this time when we're begging to win something, Anthony, Rashford, all these guys. Now Rashford probably wouldn't have played hard for us, whatever. And Anthony sucks. But it's like now it kind of biting us in the ass because we're light at those positions now.
Would it make no difference though? Because Anthony would have just ran in the corner
Well,
and tried to do a fidget spinner and
It
fucking
makes a
lost the ball
difference
anyway.
when you put guys out in rotation.
No, I
Like,
get-
right,
I
you
get
have
that,
more
yeah.
bodies to put out. Now you got rid of guys, didn't replace them in January, and now you have no bodies. And now Xerxes hurt. Now this person's hurt. This person can't play. That at least you'd have a Malacia you could throw out there for the last 20 minutes or whatever the hell. Like we got really light at the wrong time, and I guess retrospect is the king here.
If you can't rotate players, you're going to have injuries. It's just how, especially at this time of year, end of the season. We've been in, 4 comps throughout the year. Yeah, you keep whipping the horse is going to go down at some point.
I feel like Rashford forced that situation though, because they weren't. None of us was expecting Rashford to get dealt. Going into the season, you would have been like, "There's no way he's going to get gone in the January window." He just completely refused to play, and I think that put the club in a bad situation where we're just like, where the coach was like, "I can't do nothing with this guy," so he was just like, "We got to get rid of him." Maybe if Rashford, getting rid of Rashford, I thought was because we all assumed Anthony would probably end up going, but the Rashford thing was just.
You had to
Very
do
detriment.
Rashford though. You had to do Rashford.
You had to, yeah, because the coach didn't want to. Coach couldn't do anything with them.
Because if you didn't get rid of Rashford, the team wins. The team mentality of the team first, manager second will always win. You don't come in and do that.
You're giving the players too much power.
Yes,
I get it, but that hurt us more than anything.
yeah, but did it hurt? Yes, it hurt us in the short term, but it's not going to hurt us in the long. It's going to be better in the long term because now players are going to be like, okay, I can't do that anymore, and we're going to see at the end of the season. He's already told the players, "You're done. You're out." Like we already know that he said that. So it's like Man United as a whole, right? With Ineos, it's gonna hurt us now, but in the long run, it looks like it will be better. Sometimes you have to take the pain now to feel better later on, right? It's like surgery. I didn't necessarily want to get back surgery, but I had to get better in the long run.
And I think that's what Amarim was referring to when he said, if I change my system, it's not, we might get a couple more wins. But if we go up to 11th, I mean, we're bottom half of the table. Who gives a shit what place we're in as long as it's not 18, 19, or 20th? It doesn't really change a whole lot. And Amarim, when he came in, which he didn't want to do until this coming summer, I think that's basically what he was saying. And this was all just kind of, this season's basically like a tryout for who he's going to keep, who he's going to get rid of. I think this summer's, I think the outgoings is almost more important than the incomings because without outgoings, we aren't going to have a whole lot of incoming.
But if we don't get the Champions League money, what's that?
It's
What's
gonna
the
be
guys? Is that 100 million difference? I'm not sure.
You see
Minimum.
what I made?
Minimum.
No,
I named the
less.
stream. I named it Operation Europa or Bust.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, it's all Europe or a bust.
the
And
season's all on Thursday
We're
and a
I
playing
window. And a
literally
window.
a
and our
playoff
window.
game. We're playing
I don't
game
think it is on
7 every
Thursday.
Thursday. There's a game 7 every Thursday for us.
Mhm.
Isn't that crazy? It's a game 7.
Yep.
Game
We
7
locked in.
every. Yep.
I don't think it is all on the Champions League. I don't. I think
Really?
more players are going to go than what we expect. I think obviously they're going to get players like Hanana who's saying I ain't going anywhere. We're going to be stuck. We're going to be stuck with players like that. Maybe we'll be stuck with Casemiro. But there's going to be a lot more players. I think players like Delogo, you can get 25, 30 million for Delo. I think players are going to go a lot more. And if you look at how
price is
Liverpool kind of did it right off the bat, right? They didn't have a shit ton of money to spend, but they brought players in like Diaz for 25 million. You know, you've got to go out and find 4 or 5 players like that for 25 million. If United could sell Anthony, Rashford, maybe a Delo type of player, maybe a Garnacho, it's going to allow us to bring in 4 or 5 $25 million players. It's United are not in a position to go out and buy those. And then not only that, it hasn't worked in the past. So why keep, it's like beating your head against the fucking brick wall. Why are you going to continue to do it if the brick wall isn't falling down? We've got to go to a different strategy. Buy younger players like Aiden Heaven, buy players like that and progress. We all know we're not going to win the league next year, right? So if we can go out and get decent players, finish 5th, 6th, okay, get in a European spot, and then the following year in the summertime, go out and get 2 or 3, 4 more players just like that, then we're going to finish higher. We just got to take the expectation off of next season and let these a lot of
That's
these
hard.
young talent. It is, but
Damn.
we're not. But we have to take that mentality out. We're not Man United of Alex Ferguson anymore. We're not. Like, I knew we were going to lose this weekend. I watched the game and my friends giving me shit, and I'm like, okay, cool. Right, great. You know, I've got Arsenal fans giving me shit, and I'm like, okay, great. Your manager spent 700 million and still hasn't won a fucking trophy. Okay, come back to me when they can win something. It's I'm not getting over pissed off with Man United anymore, and I'm going to allow this to ride out. And if Ruben Amorim turns into Ten Hag and he's not the man, I'm going to say, hey, he's not the man in a year and a half. But we've got to give him time and allow him to bring young, talented players through, because those players coming through now in this summer also need to be able to fit a different system too, right? Because Amorim might not be the man here in a year and a half. And then we're going to be
See,
stuck
to
with
me, that's
players.
crazy.
Yeah, but you have to expect it, right? Especially with Man United right now. So you have to bring players in who are going to be young and talented and go, okay, say Amorim, God forbid, gets fired and he's not the man. These players then can play under a different manager, and we're not stuck with the same shit that we have now who that just can't do it. We're overpaid, who are over the hill in some instances. Like we just have to change things.
I think it's a tough ask to be like, hey, we need to find these diamond in the rough, affordable players, but also like tell them, hey, you know, there's nothing to play toward, right? Like we're just playing to see where we're gonna be at a certain time. We're building something, right?
Well, they came to
Like
Brighton,
we're looking at guys like, well, now we're on the lap, right? But before it was Gyökeres, it was Osherman, or whatever the case may be. I feel like Champions League is important to get, even though we're not going to compete in it, just for the allure of other players. They have to have some guys are not going to just other teams are in the running. Other teams are in the running for the same guys we're going to be looking for.
Exactly.
They're going to all be in it. And what are some of them going to be able to offer that we can't? Champions League football. Or at least, hey, we're a little bit closer to getting to Champions League. Or, hey, look where we finished last year. We really need you to be our last piece to come in and figure it out. Whereas, all right, we're Man United, no Champions League football, and we finished 13th, 14th last season. And big part of our fan base don't like our manager or whatever the case may be. We're a big fucking amalgamation and hodgepodge of bullshit. Please come join us for 25 million. Well, Chelsea's offering me 45.
Then you go to Chelsea.
Come.
You don't want that player.
We'll come to 25, and then we lose out on a player. Now we lose out on a player because we have nothing to offer. So it's like we need the Champions League at least to be something that we can offer to these guys. Even if we get waxed out of it next year, the money and then the allure, it's always important to these guys. They want to play in it. You only get but 10 years, really, if you're lucky, to play at a high level. You want to be in the Champions League every year.
Yeah, but you look at players like Cunha. You look at players like McAllister for Liverpool. They all started at lower teams, right? That's who you've got to go get. You can't go get I would love for Cunha, and I really hope we get Cunha. But we also have to look at the fact that, okay, we might not be able to get him in his prime. Let's go get the next Cunha. Let's go get someone that has that ability to progress like he did. Because one thing United is why we don't have any money, right? We've spent the most in the Premier League over the
Yes, we have.
Right? But do you know why that is? That's not because of what we spend. It's net spend. We can't sell because players come to United and we just can't sell them on. Our highest sell in the last 10 years has been Dan James.
Yeah.
Is it still Dan James?
It's still Dan James, right? Up until this summer, right? So if we can get young, talented players, people like Cunha, people like McAllister, people like anyone that played for like Brighton, Wolves, you get those players in early, and then we can sell. That also helps our finances because we can fucking sell players.
They ain't coming in for 25 million.
What do we sell
we will.
Bakasakis for?
Nope.
We just got Aiden Heaven for $1 million. What are you talking about?
Yeah, he's a youth player, dog. I'm talking about.
No, he's not a youth player. He was just
he's 18 years old.
Yeah, but the only reason he's not in the Arsenal team is because they have the best fucking team, the best defense in the world.
But that's why we got him. He wasn't starting for Arsenal. He didn't see a future there.
Yes, exactly my point. You go get players who don't have a future at Chelsea. Like, look at Cole Palmer.
You're saying it like it's easy. Like, just go find 5 players that are generational talents.
He did it at Sporting, didn't he?
Bro, and did he do it at Sporting?
Yes.
Why did he do it at Sporting? Because it's fucking Portugal.
Okay, go buy the players in Portugal.
None of us was watching until we wanted this coach. Let's stop playing like we was watching Portuguese football.
I'm not saying
we're not.
Well, I'm not saying I was watching him before.
None of us
what I'm
were.
saying is, you look at the players that they're selling. You look at the teams that the like. Spain.
One of them didn't want to come to Man United. Just
okay, I don't care about that. Who you on about? Gukres? Gukres is 27. He wants to play in the Champions League.
I'm talking about what's his name that just went to Chelsea.
Kenda did want to come to United, but the reason Chelsea got him is because they loaned him back out for another year. We couldn't do that. Yes, he did want to come.
He wanted to, but what decision did they end up making?
Of course he's going to go there because they made the bid and Sporting accepted it.
That's what I'm saying, Sean.
He also he didn't want to play wing back anymore too. So that was another reason.
We gotta have things to offer. We have to have things to offer, guys. Yeah. And like to think that we're just gonna find 5 diamonds in the rough in 3 seasons is like we're gonna have to spend big money on decent players. That's gonna happen.
You're right. We're gonna have to spend decent on 1 or 2. You're absolutely right. But there's no reason why 3 or 4 of those can't be good academy players who are ready to be in the first team now. There's no reason for it. Look at Forest, right? Name a person on Nottingham Forest that anybody here can say, I thought all of that team put together was good enough to finish 3rd this season. Can anyone name one of those players? No, you can't. Even Alanga, you can't say that. There's not one player on that team.
I don't understand the question. What's the question?
Name somebody on Nottingham Forest's team right now that you would have said as a collective, like all the players, like let me rephrase that. Name any single player on there that would have been good enough to get them into 3rd this year.
Like you said,
one player is not going to get you in the 3rd, so I don't know how I'm going to name.
Okay,
one player.
So let me ask you: do you think Forest as a collective were good enough to be 3rd this year?
I already conceded that they play as a team. They play as a team. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
If they lose any player from that, they're gonna be shit.
But we don't have to. We're actually in a better situation than Forest was when they got the players. We have a foundation there. We just need to get rid of the shit. Like De Ligt's good enough to be in this team, right?
Fair.
Dorgu, I think, would be good enough. Bruno's good enough. Like if we can get if we can get 3 or 4 players to integrate into this team, there's no reason we shouldn't be good enough in the next couple of years.
But the
I
thing
think
with
the
me is we
disconnect for me and
need to
you
get
is that-
Champions League though.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jeremy.
We
My bad,
don't.
Jeremy.
Okay,
My
you
bad.
go ahead.
I just wanted to say I hear what you're saying, Sean, but it's crucial for us to get Champions League because yes, in theory, it's great for us to try to get 4 or 5 players that are young that we can hit on. But in reality, if you get 5 players, you're gonna want to hope that you hit on 3 of them, not all 5 of them. And then at least one of those players that you're getting is a ready-made player that's plugged in the system, 25, 27 years old, and you don't have to worry about he's a project like Lenny Yoro or Dorgu. But it's like I don't have to worry about him. I'm gonna plug him in, and he's gonna right off the bat hit the ground running. So players like that at that level, you can't just tell them, hey, you're gonna come here to a project and you're not gonna have Champions League. You gotta have them, like Mikey said, you gotta have that allure of you're gonna play Champions League football.
I think you
and
guys are
you're
going
gonna
after
play
the
for a
wrong
big
players.
team.
You're going after the wrong players.
I'm not saying all of the players. I'm not saying all of them. Maybe just one of them or 2. But like, we can't build this on just 5 or 6 young players, like 18, 19-year-old Havens and Euros.
But they don't have to be, right?
Yeah, but I think
No,
we
but you
need about
mentioned trying to get
at
guys
least-
that couldn't make it at bigger clubs that are 18, 19-year-olds. How
How
many
old
of those
was
can you
Gukres
get?
when he went to Sporting?
Keep
24.
saying Gukres.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm
failed
talking
in
about
the
like you said, like Euro, like Haven and like Euro. I'm talking about those type of players, not like a Gukres.
Yeah,
We
but
need-
Gukres played for Coventry. That's my point. Is Ruben Amorim can do that. He can turn these younger players who, and I'm not saying young like 18, 19. You can go out and find a decent, and I say decent, 24-year-old, someone playing at Brighton. So we don't need. Yes, we need Champions League for Osman, right? Or if we went out to get someone like the new Nico Williams or something like that, right? Yes, we're gonna need that. But United don't need that right now. What they need is a team that
We
can
need one.
play together and not have assholes in the team. We need to build ourselves back up. Like,
Do you think he's going to be given that patience, though, Sean, with the fan base and just the media and just the whole thing that Manchester United is? Do you think he's going to be given that leeway or that patience to be able to
Fan
do it like
base
he
won't
did it
give
maybe
it.
like at a sporting?
Sean, I love you, Sean, but we need someone who's a go-getter. We need at least 1 to 2 goals. Someone who's going to at least 18 goals a year. Someone like that, because we can't wait for these potential dudes no more. Hoping like, oh well, he scored 15 or 12 in Italy. Nah, we need someone. We need someone we know is going to bring about 18 goals in. Someone we like. This dude shows up. We need another Bruno. We need another Bruno.
We need a few Brunos.
Mhm.
I think the disconnect in the conversation is that what Sean is saying is based on what Amorim was able to do in Portugal with Sporting, right? But it's like that's fine in theory. This is all theory, right? I don't think you go out and find 5 gems in one go. You're gonna have to spend a little bit of money on some bigger name talent. It doesn't have to be Osherman. It has to be a little bit underneath that. And you have to spend and then find those diamonds.
Who can we get
in the midst of doing that? Please let me finish. When you do that, then you could really build the team because he's gonna need to win games in the interim. He has to win. He cannot sustain. He can't do 6 games 1 and 21 to start the season and keep his job. He cannot.
No, I agree.
Do that, especially in the second season with these. He can't do it. So we have to find that medium between finding the diamonds, but also spending a decent amount of money reasonably on players. But that's why the initial question was, how are we going to do that? What's the importance of the Champions League in relation? We need it. We need that. We need something to offer these guys because everybody around are some fucking sharks, and they're going to be offering these guys Champions League football, Europa League football, more money and all this shit, something we don't have. We don't even have really a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of.
Oh yeah, I understand your point. I just for me, even if we get into the Champions League, who the fuck are we gonna go get? Because I still don't think Gukres comes.
No, he's not.
I still
I
don't
don't-
think. I still think Osman's a stretch. I think the only way we get Osman, anyways, if we give him Garnacho. I honestly think that's the only way we get him is if we give Garnacho as part exchange. So
Yeah.
you take those two out. Who the fuck are we gonna go get that can score us 30 goals a season?
30 is a big number.
30.
But I
20.
like your
Name
thought
someone that's
process.
gonna get us 20
30
goals a
goals
season.
a season from one guy to win the league?
No, 20. So let's knock it down to 20 to make it easier. Who the fuck are we gonna go
20
get?
in the Prem or 20 in all comps? 'Cause that's
We're
important.
20 in all comp.
Yeah, because like you can get 20 in all comps. You can get 5 wasteman goals in the Carabao. You know what I'm saying? And
Waste man goals.
you could get 7 wasteman goals in
Right,
FA
20 in the
Cup
Prem.
and go out
20
in the
in the
5th
Prem.
round.
20 in the Prem. We'll make it easier. 20 in the Who the fuck are we gonna go get outside of Osman or Gukres? And Gukres is a stretch because he couldn't do it fucking before in England. So who are we gonna go get other than
But
Osman?
I think with Champions League football, Sean, that's when you can actually have more of a surplus of money.
Yeah.
To be like, all right, now I can afford to spend and look at and develop the gems that you're looking for. I think you don't do that without Champions League football. I'm all in agreement to what you're saying, but the Champions League is a must for us to bolster, not just selling these guys. You have to sell them too. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
more looking at the fact that I don't see us winning the Europa League. So
All right, let's do this.
Damn.
Let's do
There
this.
it goes. It finally comes out.
Here's the last question. Last question is a two-part. Who's your goalie and what's the score?
Take it away.
The goalie is going to be Bayender. I think from a morale standpoint, you have to play Bayender. You can't put Onana in the post. Not Thursday.
not in front of the Stratford end.
Not even that, man. Just as I think it's a players thing. I think if they know Onana's in the post, they're not going to be feeling all that good about it, you know? I think it might be the best move to that Bayender run. And 2-1 United.
I like
2-1 United.
Let's go.
Those players have to be angry. Those players have to be angry.
You don't sound convinced, though.
No. I'm just trying to say they have to be angry after they got punked last Thursday and they got really punked Sunday. I don't think they want to. You think Sunday was bad? If we lose Thursday night, Friday morning is gonna be a slaughterhouse for us.
Do you think
we're
Leon
all the way
do you
to the end
think
of the
Leon-
season, all through the summer?
Do you think Leon is as good as Newcastle?
Oh no.
No.
No, by no
All
means.
right, then.
Then again, how many chances they have?
A lot. True. They look way
We
more
had a lot
dangerous
of
than
chances. We can't defend the way we did last
I know
night.
Lacazette had about 3.
Yep.
Oh, yeah,
Luso
Lacazette
had
when he
one.
came in there. Damn.
That Guna fucking
That
reject.
one guy, the Georgian guy, he was running man down.
They're gonna attack the shit out
produced
of
some players, huh?
Bro,
Yep.
they're coming up.
They looked respectable in the Euros.
Lacazette.
They got
Okay, Sean, next for you, goalie score.
I'm gonna say he's gonna put Osman in, Onana in.
Oh,
I
was about to
don't
say,
want it. I
You're
want
Junior
Bayern there
Lozano.
in, but I think
I
he's
won't
gonna
be
put
surprised.
Onana in. I think
I
we lose
won't be
2-0.
surprised if that happens.
Who's your pick?
Mine Bayern, but I think he's gonna go with Onana though. Just from his comments today, how he's like, oh, he's doing really well with his time off and blah blah blah.
Mikey.
It doesn't matter for me. I think they're both equally shit. Shit, saving the ball and coming out for clearances and all that. And Bayender is very timid with his feet and is very timid when he gets the ball, receives a ball backward. Just watch him. Watch the last game. You can see the gears turning when he gets the ball. Doesn't know what the fuck to do, and when he's under pressure, doesn't work. I think he should start, right? Just because it's kind of harsh to give a guy a chance cold off the bench and then say, all right, fuck you, come on back, Onana, right? I'm done with the Onana experiment. I'm done with the stupid pictures and memes of our own players now, right? Because I used to get it bad from when we were doing it to Harry Maguire. I used to get told how bad it was that we're doing that. Now we're doing it to our goalkeeper. So cool, whatever. Done with that dumb shit. And 2-0 United. We win this game.
2-0, I like that. Respectable. Germ.
I got, man, I think we're all like almost in an agreement. I have Binder also starting. I don't want no part of Onana. I want him to still take another mental health day or just take a whole mental health month. Just get him out of here. And I actually got Mount starting. I see Mount scoring on Thursday. I don't know where that's coming from, but
I'm
for
with
some reason
that.
I got Mount scoring.
This is a
I
Mount
want
game.
him starting. Yeah.
I think
It's a
Mount
Mount game.
starts. Yeah, I think Mount starts.
I'll start him up top. Hell,
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not a bad
I would
shot
want
either.
him. I would want him and Garnacho as the 10s, and I got Mount scoring the banger to put us through 2-1.
The only reason
Same.
I don't think that's going to happen, I think he's going to go a little more defensive. I think it's going to be Casemiro and you
That'd be the worst thing to do.
Oh no, I'm not disagreeing with you, but I think he's going to go.
Oh,
I think with the lit and stuff out, I think he's going to go a little more defensive. I think Mount and then Bruno. I would love to see Mount and Bruno as turns. You got two people that can fucking cross and find passes. Like
That's probably what it should be.
Garnacho just doesn't offer me fuck all anymore. Dude, the guy scored one goal since November. One
Like him
goal.
on the right wing. Y'all think he could run a false 9?
No, because he can't fucking shoot.
I'm bringing Garnacho off the bench late in the game to.
I agree with
If
you.
we need a
Mikey.
goal, yeah. I think so.
Like
Yeah.
bring him in on the right hand side. Tell him to stay over there, and like we could run at those defenders late in the game because they were having an issue. Garnacho wasn't
I
so
feel
bad
that too.
against Newcastle. When he came off, all our attacking prowess went with him.
Yeah, that's the one thing I thought I thought he brought him off too early. But
Yeah, I'm not
I feel
giving
that. I feel
him
that too. I feel that too, Mikey, because Garnacho, although he has speed, he doesn't have that blazing speed to beat everyone on a consistent basis. But if you bring him off the bench when guys are already a little bit more tired, he has that speed to just run past guys at that moment.
Yeah, I
so
agree
make
with
that
you.
impact.
yeah,
Brian,
B.
what's your score?
goalie score.
I'd start buying Deer again for a lot of the reasons you guys have already said. I'd like to see us win 2-1. I think we go down 2-1.
Damn, Jeremy, what was your score?
I was 2-1 United, but this guy saying, did he say 2-1?
Sean, what was your score?
Oh my
2-0.
We're,
Leon.
we're all like,
Oh shit! And
I
Ronaldo,
don't
you
see
said
where
win,
we
right?
score. I don't see where
2-1
we score.
United, man. Yeah, we're doing
I
it.
gotta.
Who's going to be who's starting at the 9
spot?
spot?
Change it then.
Yeah,
Rasmus, because he's the only one that can.
Y'all are bringing me down.
I
man.
originally wanted to do this whole lineup thing, but it ran late. But I thought Garnacho would be a good 9 because he doesn't have to think. He just has to run, drift. He can drift to the right a little bit. Wanted Kobe and Mount as my 9. I mean, as my 10s. With Bruno dropping back with Ugarte. And I was reckless. I was bringing Shaw on as a center back.
God damn.
Yeah.
Shaw needs time on the bench. He needs to come off the bench.
Why? For what? If we lose,
Season's over.
yeah. If we lose
Yeah,
early,
if he gets injured,
he can just leave. He can leave.
That's the problem. If he gets injured again, a serious injury, we
I don't
can't
care.
sell him. We can't sell him.
We ain't gonna sell him anyway, Sean. No,
Nobody's
we
going to
want
buy
him,
his
Sean.
ass. Nobody's going to buy Shaw.
I'm telling you,
that-
someone in Europe will
What
buy
are you
him.
saying, Sean? Just put him in bubble wrap and just have him sit on the
No,
bench.
you do what you do with Mount. You bring him back slowly.
But Mount hasn't been at this club for 8 years and never finished a season there.
Yeah, it's
So, like,
Sean's a
He's
touchy
been there
one.
at 2.
Kind of
he's
know
never
what you're
finished
getting
2.
with. He's kind of like a double barrel shotgun. Like you got 2 rounds. That's all you get before you got to reload. So like use your 2 fucking
I go
rounds.
with the same back lineup we had last week. Lenny Yoro, Maguire, and Maz.
Yep.
I'm putting
Same
in
center,
dog.
same back line.
If the striker subject is what he's gonna do up top is gonna be the crazy part.
Rasmus
And I
is going
think
to be
that's-
Rasmus.
He just.
He's
And
good.
I can't
Rasmus isn't going
believe
to do anything.
No, he's not. He's not.
It's just.
Cheese said it correct. Bubble wrap him and ship him to the fucking MLS.
You'd be lucky to get 5 million American for
Hey,
Shaw
5
in the
million
MLS.
Americans more than what we'd get if he was injured,
You're going
right?
to be an In-N-Out burger.
You're going to put
you're
Shaw
gonna
on
be a
turf.
Whataburger, Five Guys, KFC,
Shaw ain't playing on turf. Shaw's gonna
He don't
die
need
on
to come
turf.
to America. He's gonna be big as a house.
Yep.
I'm going to go with Bayender. We're going to go 2-2 PKs, winning PKs.
Ooh,
Damn. You trying to get out?
yo,
Sheesh.
I don't wanna
Bayendier's
go to
gonna.
penalty.
How many saves is
Oh.
Bayender getting the PKs?
Yep.
2.
I'm telling you, this game
Saves,
is set up.
not
This
missed
game
shots.
is set up to go to PKs. This is going to be a PK game. It's going to be crazy. It's going to
And
be
these
crazy.
PKs,
my heart
I
can take
trust
it.
Bang there more than Onana.
None of our hearts can take it. We're all going to be flipping out. My job is going to ask me to leave the premises because I've broken too many chairs and said too many Ross clot, pussy blood clots in a building. They're going to be like, you have to leave. You have to leave.
You gonna make us lose our sponsor.
Fuck it. We're going to lose our sponsor there.
Hey,
No.
we got a lawyer for a sponsor. He can help Casey out.
Yeah, he's with me.
I needed to not go to PKs. I got an interview tomorrow after the game, so I can't. I don't know how my
sucks
mood's
for you.
gonna be.
Tomorrow or Thursday? Tomorrow's Wednesday.
My bad. Sorry,
Wow.
Thursday. I got it Thursday, the day of the game. So
Good luck on your interview.
Good
Yeah, good luck.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's nervy times. Man. It's crazy that it's come down to a Europa game, but it's until we play the next Europa game because, like Mikey said, everything's a game 7. But this is a game 7. It's the game
There's gonna be a
7.
difference. There's a certain young kid who's been running up and down the field this weekend who's going to be back for that game. So
Yeah, we handle business Thursday.
he
we
won't
can
be
bring
ready
back
for
that kid.
Sunday, but I think he plays next weekend.
Oh yeah. Well, you know, I don't want to rush him back. You know, I don't want to rush him back.
We make
but,
the semis. Yeah, we rush his ass back.
ooh, that's so crazy.
He's got all fucking summer to sit on a beach and rest his poor ass.
Why
ankle.
can't
I don't give a shit.
Why
Rush
can't
his
we
ass
break
back.
Luke Shaw then? Let's break Luke Shaw then.
Because we ain't trying to sell Ahmed, are we? We're trying to sell Luke Shaw.
He thinks somebody's gonna buy Luke Shaw.
Nobody's
Someone
buying
bought
Shaw.
Martial, didn't they?
Bless your heart. You know, bless you. No, Martial left
I
on
know
the
what.
free.
Martial's
they
been
still signed
playing
him.
every game this season. Imagine
I know
that.
what that Southern bless your heart shit means. Don't become patronizing me with that shit.
No. You just
Yeah, because he's trying to sell Shaw, man. That's
Yeah, I
why.
got
you
family
still
that
think we
patron.
can sell Shaw and bless your heart.
Yeah, I know what fucking bless your heart means.
That's not happening.
We can't
I have
sell
people that
him.
live down in North Carolina that say that, and I'm
Hey,
like,
you
well, fuck it.
better him than me.
Oh, you're,
I
you're
think,
pretty. You're so
I
pretty.
think that's cool that, you know, and I think it's, you know, because he plays for the 3 Lions and you love him a little bit
Huh?
more, but he has no value. The Luke Shaw has no value. I know LFC wouldn't buy him with their stuck up selves.
Okay. See,
Beckham wouldn't buy him. Bex wouldn't
He's
buy him.
30 now, right? 28, 30?
Face 30.
He's 30 now, too. He got it. We
30.
got to get. We need
5
value
million,
for money for
5
Luke Shaw,
million to
man.
He's
Saudi
done
League.
what he is.
We're
I
not
was
getting
gonna say,
any.
For money.
I don't
Come in
know,
this
Sean.
game. Come in this fucking game and play
He's
all
Phil.
90 minutes. God damn you!
He's
That's-
Phil Jones. Oh, the
100%.
goalie that everybody's trying to push on us right now is Aaron Ramsdale.
I'll take
Someone
him.
kept
we
buying
can
him,
get-
didn't they?
They
Oh
take
my god.
They said we can get it for 20.
I'll take him.
Fuck off. I want Aaron Ramsdale.
I'll take him. He's better than what we got now.
Yeah,
Boy,
it's not hard.
have you ever, gentlemen, have you ever seen a goalie, a collection of goalies like this? It's crazy. It's either a fragile, inexperienced, and fragile.
I've seen it
When I
once.
mean mentally fragile, I mean mentally fragile. I don't mean physically fragile. We're mentally fragile.
I've seen it once at United when Schmeichel left. We had a calamity of goalkeepers.
Yeah, when Schmeichel, we went through some stuff.
Bosnich and
Bosnich was fucking atrocious.
We still have that buyback on Kovar. So
There we go.
That's not. I've heard that 3 times today. That's not a bad shout.
Get Suzuki. Give him the number 1.
Yeah.
But do we have the money to get a goalie?
Do you know how much money we're gonna bring in with the Japanese goalkeeper? Oh my!
Yeah.
We'll be
God,
the Dodgers,
whole-
baby.
Oh,
It'd be like
The
the
Oh,
Dodgers.
Japanese.
fucking island of Japan.
Jersey
bro.
Tails.
you can probably get Matuma for cheap. I guess
He'd probably be friends with Otani. Oh, bro, that's gonna be big
That's
money.
crazy. Why you bring us out here?
United makes
That's
deals
crazy.
with the Japanese airlines over there. All the
I would buy him
companies
and
out
stick
there.
him
They
on the fucking
back their
bench.
guys. They back their
Yep.
guys. Well, we will
The
sell all
whole
those
country
shirts in a
backs their guys.
second.
Even if you
You-
stick him on the bench as the number 2, man, he's still gonna make a shit ton of money.
Nah.
Bring
We're
him
not bringing
in.
him to be
Bring him
number
in.
2.
He don't want to come in and be number 2. He wants to
Yeah,
play.
he's smart. He's
That guy's
smart.
about honor.
He saw the future. He's like, what? Nah, I'm staying.
We already have a bunch of number 2s, anyways.
All of
Not
them are
after the
number
season.
damn.
Shit.
Well, yeah.
Shit.
All right, guys.
Handlebar speak.
Thank you once again for getting me through this period. We're gonna pay attention to social media, what's going on. Hopefully we hear something about the lid, but it's guaranteed. I feel like his season might be over. I don't know what I know we're all gonna be holding our breath till we see this lineup because we have no idea
I'm
what he's
anxious.
gonna. I'm so
Yep.
anxious to see what we do with
So
the,
anxious.
especially up top.
I hate this.
I
I will
hope
say this
that
though. Getting 4/5 of the season out of Delit was more than we expected when he first came in, right?
Yes,
We
that's
did it.
true.
4/5 of the season is a lot more than we expected out of him.
I don't like that you said that, Sean. For some reason,
Come on,
I
at the
don't-
beginning of the season, everyone was like, "I don't want Delit. He's injury prone. Mads is injury prone," and we've had him for 4/5 of the season. It's more than what we expected.
Maz had a heart attack.
Yeah,
It fucking started the next week.
Mads has been extremely reliable.
Mhm.
He's been really reliable, and it's a shame guys like Maz have to play a lot and they'll get breaks and don't get to let their legs re-energize. Because I think he would be a better player if he had some little time where he didn't have to play all. Just think you got to play all the time, physically and mentally. That's got to be training and go through this shit.
He just played last month without eating food.
That's crazy.
For real.
You're right. You're
Ramadan
right.
Nas, baby.
And he still put in shifts.
And he still
day
played
in and
every
day out.
day.
Yep.
Did
All right.
anyone before we leave real quick? Did anyone see what was that midfielder we got 2 years ago? He came on loan. I don't
Sabitzer?
remember his- No, the after that.
The Moroccan.
Yeah. Did anyone see what
What's the?
Did anyone see what Man United actually did for him?
I saw.
So
something.
he
What
was
exactly did
praying
they
in a
do?
Oh,
closet.
Amrabat, right?
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
Amrabat?
yeah. They gave him his own closet to pray in.
yeah. That was no. They gave him a whole fucking room. He was praying in a closet, and they
Yeah.
actually gave him a whole room and did the whole room up for him. I thought that was pretty nice touch. Like they decorated the room for him to pray in.
Gee, must be nice when people celebrate your differences.
Yep. No, I'm just trying to
listen.
say that was actually pretty nice of United to do that.
Oh no, that was a shot at somebody.
Oh,
Oh.
oh my god! I know who I know who it was shot at. Don't worry.
Hey, but real talk, I'm also looking forward to Thursday because y'all's show. Depending on if it's a win or a loss, I'm tuning in to
Ooh,
Thursday
your
to see you
show's
guys.
gonna be fire.
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna be. Oh, the
Depending
comment
what the
section's
outcome
gonna be
is.
on fire. It's either we're
Yeah.
gonna be lit or it's gonna be hammering out.
Yo, I'm gonna be real. If we
Definitely not
lose,
Amrabat.
we need everybody on the stream that day.
Yeah, I'll do.
Take off of work.
Real.
I'll
take
do it from
off
the
work.
conference office. I'll do
I'll
it
be
from
able
the
to
conference.
council at my
I'll be able
house.
to join on Thursday.
I'll do it Thursday.
I'll
I'm
jump
making
in.
the link as soon as the game is over. Get your ass in.
I'll be on there Thursday.
Please, someone send a counselor to my house.
All right, guys. Yeah, how can I drink at work? They're not gonna approve of that.
You gotta come work with me, man.
Get
got
you a
Papa
fucking flask.
Eddie.
I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna order something. That's
Little
crazy.
nip.
But anyway, guys, thank you for the Casual Red show. It's been fun. A lot of laughs. B, you lost your virginity. That's crazy.
Whoa.
He was on in the old days. He was on when we used to
Yeah.
have Instagram Live.
Yeah, he was.
Facebook.
I jumped on a couple.
So, boy, I don't know. Can't wait to see this lineup. That's all I'm going to say. I want to thank Mikey, Sean, Ronaldo, Germ, B, the chat, up the Reds. And remember, guys, everybody out there, use your minds. Don't get swayed by media. And the shit they pulled on Lenny Euro, we'll talk about that later. I don't want to get into all that right now. But anyway,
For
You guys have a great evening, man. Thank you for being part of the show.
Peace out.
Peace.